Hey, I'm BADESCU and I'm really excited to show you guys my morning skincare routine. I do think it's really important to first know that you have to give your skin a lot of patience because you can drink a lot of water and get all the sleep you can and use good products, but if your genetics aren't there, definitely don't be hard on yourself for that. That's something you can't control. When I was growing up, I remember a friend of mine asked me about how I never really broke out, and yet after gym class every day she had to really wipe her face off and use a lot of products, and she'd see me just doing a rinse and moving on to the next class. And she asked me what I did, and I said I really only use water on my skin, and I remember she was pretty upset, but I think later on in life she realized everyone's skin is just so different. So what I'm doing here might not work for you, what you're doing might not work for me, and it's important to note that it's really good to find what works for you, but there's going to be a lot of trial and error. So the products I'm using I have discovered along the way, and I'm really happy to show you them. So typically first in the morning I do a rinse. I remember on the last video I showed you guys where I use cold water only when it comes to rinsing my skin in the morning. I typically don't wash my face in the morning unless I am going to the gym and I'm coming back and I'm washing it, or if I wore makeup that day, I'll wash it at night with my cleanser. But typically washing with a cleanser isn't my go-to unless I have those scenarios like I mentioned. The cleanser I do use when I am washing my face is the CERAVE cleanser. I am a huge fan of all their products. I'm just really happy I stumbled across them. They're really great products. The cleanser here, it is a hydrating cleanser, cream to foam, and for me whose skin usually sits on the drier side, I always look for products that are made for dry skin and do have those hydrating elements to them. I really like this one because it does have a removes makeup logo on it, so at the end of the day, if I am wearing a lot of makeup, I can easily take it off with this cleanser. So once I do rinse my skin with the cold water, I will then do a spritz, and the spritz will be this product here. I discovered them when a friend of mine would not stop using their items, and so I thought, okay, let me give it a try. And this facial spray here, it's like a spritzer. It wakes up the skin, it hydrates the skin, and the spray is aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I think it really does well for my skin. I typically don't have dark circles, however, I do get bags under my eyes if I'm really stressed, and I think this spray always helps with that. Once I spray that product in, I will move it all around, try to pat it into my skin, and like I said, it really is such a refreshing spray. I'm really happy I use it. I'm happy I stumbled onto it, and it does come in a very small bottle, so it's easy to travel with, which I really like. My next step then would be to use my moisturizer, and once again I'm using a CeraVe product. This line, they really do great things. The products that are within this are good, and something that I'm always looking at, like I said, because I have dry skin, is products that are going to hydrate it and not dry it out anymore. And this product specifically is made for normal to dry skin, so I do like to use it. So I typically will just put it all over the place. Like I said, I have super dry skin, so I'm trying to miss any spots. I get it on my eyelids, and then I can take it down to my neck. And this is the same moisturizer I use at night as well before bed, so I'm just a big fan of their products. If I wake up tomorrow and they come out with an article that the whole company was a scam, I'm gonna be hurting. So there, now my skin is moisturized. It's not looking as dry as it was when I first woke up, and that's super important to me. So let's recap. I've rinsed my face with cold water. I've used my spritz for my face that has aloe, cucumber, and green tea in it, and then I just moisturize with that CeraVe moisturizer that is made for normal to dry skin. Once I'm finished with that, my next product, which is also the last product I put on my face to start off my day with, would be sunscreen. And I have to be honest, I am not good at applying this every day. I really could get better at remembering to apply it every day. Sunscreen wasn't something that I learned from a young age to put on. We really just ran outside like whatever without sunscreen on. So for the longest time I really didn't use it. However, as I've gotten older, I have noticed that it really does help my skin. It will help with just keeping it more hydrated when I am in the sun, as well as helping with any type of sunburn, because I definitely am not one of the melanated Mexicans in the world, so I need sunscreen or to wear a hat. So the sunscreen that I use is, once again, by CERAVE. I am a big fan of their products. This sunscreen is tinted, so it fits with my skin color. It is also moisturizing, and it has an SPF of 30, so nothing too high. However, when I am looking for sunscreens, I'm also making sure that it doesn't give my face or my skin like that white overcast that a lot of sunscreens do, and I do not get that with this product. Another thing I'd like to point out with the sunscreen is that it is made for sensitive skin, and aside from having really dry and awful skin, I have super sensitive skin as well, so I really can't just put anything on my face, or else I could get like a rash or like a red bumpy skin type of texture going, and I never want that. So I'm going to apply a good amount. You can see on my finger how much I'm grabbing there. And I'm just going to put it like everywhere. I really don't get much sun since I live in Ohio. However, you still get some sun if you're working in front of a window, if you do a lot of driving, maybe even going outside to sled. There's still the sun that will reflect off the snow. So and then once it's all blended in, I am done with anything that has to do with my face. I do want to stress that you really should wash your hands after you use the sunscreen. So those are the 4 products I use when it comes to my morning skincare routine. One of the products, like I said, it's interchangeable. I might use it in the morning some days, and I might not other days. It just depends on what I did that day, like going to the gym, or maybe I'm using it at night when I've had a lot of makeup on that day. So once I'm done with those 4 products, I would say my next step is to make sure that I'm moisturizing my lips, and I do just use Vaseline, and I have pushed it in my other video before, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. Once I have my lips all moisturized, my next step is then to put on deodorant, and I do use a very natural brand for deodorant. I haven't always used a very natural brand. I did use other brands before, and so when I made the switch to the natural brand, it was quite a bit different. I noticed it didn't last as long. The smells were different. However, the longer you use the natural products and get your body away from those harsher chemicals, your body will start to react to the natural ingredients used in it a lot better once you've been using it for a while rather than when you first started. So the product I use for deodorant is Native Deodorant. I really like this product. It is paraben free, aluminum free, and it smells really great. I use the lavender and rose scent, and then I'll be all set for the day. And that is my morning skincare routine and how I'm able to remain somewhat acne free and blemish free and have really fresh skin.